Yeah, sure. Let's get
Yeah,
started. Yeah, can you briefly
sure.
explain about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So before that, can I shut down the camera or should I? Please. Okay. So yeah. So myself, Shape. Um, yeah, sure. Can I anything?
Yeah, tell me. Yeah, it's audible.
Okay. So myself, Shape. I'm working with TCS. I'm having in total of 4 years experience as a AWS DevOps engineer. So I will start with my journey. So I start with AWS and Linux admin. So this is actually a Batman application. So it is hosted on EC2s. So where my role is to manage the multiple EC2s, around 50 plus EC2s we manage. We write Terraform code for different write Terraform codes for AWS services, leveraging Ansible, working with ECS for our batch job stacks, and
Okay.
there's some middleware also component like JBoss, Apache,
Hmm.
Thunderbird. Right, these all applications used for in a banking space.
Okay.
So I manage these applications as well. And then I shifted to a different project. It is I want to deep dive into more into Kubernetes and more into CI/CD.
Hmm.
So I jumped to a different project. That is same customer want to expand their business in insurance domain.
Okay.
So I jumped. It is a newly sketch. We built up a product from scratch. Before that, I connect with multiple cloud architects, multiple cloud developers, multiple cloud vendors to see what solution we can give to our customer, which is more feasible, which is more cost effective, and aligned according to their requirements.
Okay.
We did NFR requirements as well. RFPF as well, right? And we
Okay.
choose to go with AWS EKS. So we start building our solution on AWS EKS. Start with landing zone, writing Terraform script, setting up GitHub repositories, writing Jenkins and GitLab pipelines as well. Next, I have implemented observability as well. Like we implemented multiple open source tools like Prometheus, Grafana, OLT, Jagger, right, and
Okay.
other things. So we pass our implementer phase, and now we are in a supporting phase. So my role is probably to manage the whole application, troubleshoot any issues came, and optimize different components like Docker, Harmonize, Istio, Kubernetes,
Okay.
and yeah, that's it.
Good. Like you have used many tools, right?
Sorry,
It is you have come across many DevOps tools then.
right.
Yeah. So like yeah, using Argo City, like how you are managing your configurations, like for Argo City.
Uh, by Argo CD.
Yeah, for Argo City, you will have some configurations, right? Argo City configurations for the
Right.
Kubernetes deployment.
Right. We have Argo CD rollout, Argo CD workflow. You're asking this, or um,
Like, how do you manage the code? For example, you will have like multiple clusters, right? So, for example, if you have
right?
to deploy, like how you are managing the code.
Okay. Okay. So we have a central repository in GitHub. So what we did, we push our all the Istio manifest, Hello manifest, and Kubernetes manifest on that repository, and then we have managed our infrastructure by Terraform, and we have installed our Argo CD while creating this while getting the EKS. We have a custom provider, right?
Okay.
I believe Helm provider we have.
Hmm.
So by leveraging this Helm provider, we install our Kubernetes cluster. We uh, we use load balancer to access our Argo CD application, and we write the application manifest to fetch the manifest file from a code repository, then implement it to our EKS cluster.
So, in Helm charts, like what is the use of values.yaml?
Values determined actually, it is a kind of what to say, you separate your value, you separate your configuration files, and you have different folder, I would say, like you have config, maybe you have deployment, and then you provide a replica set, uh, what is the what is the config, these all the configuration you can provide it to in a value.yaml file. So what you can do, you don't have to go manually buy a deployment file, you just mention it in a value YAML file that I need two replicas. You can mention just two replicas, and it will automatically implement this. And you
Yeah.
can use this value.yaml into multiple staging, multiple environments like staging, dev, different uh, environments.
Okay. And then you use Argo CD, right? So for example, if you are
Right.
using Argo CD, for example, let's assume you have 50 Kubernetes clusters. Okay. So
Okay.
for 50 Kubernetes clusters, you should have 50 configuration files. For
For,
each server, we should have separate configuration file. Like we will be
correct.
writing all those cluster configuration, and then we will have input YAML and then config YAML everything.
Right.
But like in case if you are creating a new cluster, okay, so,
Mm-hmm.
like, how do you create those configurations? Like, will you do it manually, like, or else you have some Helm templates to create those things?
It is depend upon the microservices. So we have around 15 plus microservices.
Mm.
Some of the microservices are hemless. Some of the microservices not. We are using our old manual means old deployment data as examples, right? So uh, can you please repeat the question again? I one
Like, for
don't
example, if
understand.
you have to create a template for
Okay.
Argo CD to manage, you create it manually or using Helm charts?
Oh, I use the Helm chart. Like we have a command like Helm create Java template or any.
Like, will you
Right.
be
So,
executing that each and every time, or do you have a separate automation for that, like using Terraform or something?
no, we do manually. We leverage. We let's suppose I create a get a code. I create a Helm chart, and then I push it to a GitHub repository.
Okay.
And then yeah, we have a CI/CD pipeline for Helm init, for Helm test. So this is a different thing.
Okay, like, do you do any patchings for your clusters?
For Kubernetes clusters,
Yeah, Kubernetes clusters.
yeah, we done. I believe on a monthly, on a 3 months, we do a patch.
Like, what patches you will be patching?
First of all, we have to update our Kubernetes cluster once in a 3 months, right?
Yeah.
So we use Terraform and other things to patch our Kubernetes cluster. And for AMIs, we just depend upon the what is the application. Like it is a minor update, so we will go with in place update, right? And if it is a major update like RHS 7.2, we have to go to RHS 8. So then we have to go to auto place update where we build a AMI again, and then we install our computer file again, and then put it back to that at the node.
Okay. Like, can you explain me the process? Like, for example, if you are doing any patching or deployment, whatever it is, you will start from test to prod, right? So, what are all
Right,
the
right.
different steps involved, and what are all the process involved, and how you will do, and how long will it take?
Okay. So generally it take 1 month to
No,
push
for
our. Sorry.
once the patches come to deploy it into our clusters, like how long it will
Oh,
take,
patch.
and
If you're
yeah.
asking for means image update, or if you're asking for any
Like,
Kubernetes update, you ask.
let's assume like some vulnerability patches come. Okay. So you
Okay.
are doing the patching. Like, what are all the
Hmm.
process involved, and what actions you have to take, and what approvals you need, and how the process will go.
Okay. So first, any budget camp, first it is we need to raise a CR.
Okay.
That CR will CR will be approved by our product, like our security team, our tools team, our network team, and a different team. We have to approve the CR, right?
Okay.
This right. It is if it is important one, so that is only approved by our cloud architects and 2 or 3 team members that only required to approve this. Then after it is goes to our team that service we have our vulnerability patch. Like suppose I need to update our Apache server, right? So I take the precedence. I take first. I go with the staging environment where we update our Apache. You can say Apache from Apache 2.4 to Apache 3, 2.5 or
Okay.
2.6. Right.
Hmm.
It is a minor update. I will just go run the command at cooldown and other things to remove the pod clusters. I'm sorry. If it's not easy to, sorry, it is Apache is not easy to, right? So I will make sure that our EC2 is isolated first. Uh, port 22 is open, and then I go to the Ansible and I run the shell script. To that specific, I'm telling about the one single EC2. So I will run the Ansible playbook that will install the EC2. So that will install the Apache. That will update our Apache. Right.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
we run a second
You
playbook that
told
will install
about
our.
Ansible, right? You will run the Ansible
Right.
script. So how do you manage the inventory?
We have first of all we have all the inventories in a GitHub repository first, right? But on a when we build our when we try to apply our playbook, so we fetch our inventory on a GitHub repository, then store it in our remote or you can Western host. That's why we have a inventory.yaml file, and that's how we run our inventory.
No, not like that. For example, if you have few clusters, you may have some additional
Hmm.
clusters, or few clusters might have been decommissioned, right? So how do you manage
Right,
that
right.
inventory? Do you have any automation or how?
No, we all the cluster managed by Terraform state file, right? So we have access to Terraform state, and we can list out the what all the EC2s we have, and manually we can get the IP of the EC2 hosting of the
Okay,
EC2,
so
and we push it to the
you are
page.
manually managing that
Yeah, we do
inventory.
this.
Okay, okay. So you use EKS, right?
Right.
So have you done any upgrades to the EKS from
EKS. Yeah,
one version to the other?
right. That we have done. Right.
So do you manage master as well, or it is managed by AWS?
It is managed by AWS, right? We leverage AWS EKS, so it is managed by AWS.
Okay. So in case if you have to increase the number of nodes in your Kubernetes cluster,
Hmm.
what is the procedure and how you will do it?
Okay. So this again, first we have to do the CR, right? And we
Hmm.
have to buy our different teams, and we first see the what kind of pods will be scheduled on that node. It is a high priority pods or it is a low priority pods, right? And then we get a AMI first of that EC2, or we can leverage our inbuilt AMIs if any customer can order that, right? We can get a we can leverage our in already inbuilt AMIs, and then we goes to our Terraform configuration file, where we update our managed node, right, to leverage this AMI or other thing, right? Then we push our code to GitHub, then fetched by our HPC cloud, and then it apply.
Okay, but you're trying to increase the nodes, but in case if you face some issue, like how you troubleshoot? So what are all the steps you will follow to troubleshoot that on?
If the node failed,
Yeah, yeah.
if the node failed, first of all, we roll back our Terraform state file to the previous one, right? Um, we what we can do, it- we can isolate the EC2 instance if any issue fails, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure in this case.
Okay. Aren't you using any auto scaling group?
No, for no, we are not leveraging any auto scaling group as of
Okay,
now.
then how it is handling the traffic? For example, if the traffic is increasing and if your
Hmm.
Kubernetes cluster is going beyond its limits, then actually end users will face issues, right, with accessing the
Correct.
application or something. So how you are managing those things?
Yeah. So we have already seek the peak traffic. So this is the peak traffic we receive at the time. We already implemented our 10, 15 nodes as well. Uh, right. And we have some cron jobs as well that's run on night. So when traffic at night, we that traffic is not that much. So we run the cron job to optimize that EC2s. But it means we already have some certain amount of EC that already capable of handling all the traffic.
But how do you know what is the amount of traffic that will come to your application? Was there any
We
test or something?
already received the volumes, right? The if the customer the our customer, right, it's an insurance customer, right? So it is we already have peak traffic usage, like at certain time only 1 million people will be on 1 million people will access the this application. So we have
Okay.
already configured like from 1 million
So,
we have only 8 million. Yeah.
for example, if 1 million users are accessing your application, if, for example, it is not every time, right? So, 1 million, it will be at peak. So, at bottom, it
Right,
may
at
come
peak.
to half million, right?
Right, million 20 30K, right.
Correct. During that time, there will be resource wastage, right?
Right, this is best, right,
So,
correct.
are you taking any steps to manage those things?
Right. So we have some cron jobs as well. So
Okay.
right, the insurance application we that send out the PDF or some custom mails and different batch jobs we have. Right. So that's we run on a regular basis to optimize our resources. That we not provision any additional sources. We leverage Argo CD cron job workflow to handle the overall cron jobs.
Okay. what exactly that cron job will do? Like, will it reduces the nodes or else how?
No. It will not reduce the node. It will run some BU tasks, right? Like
Okay.
sending the PDF. It will we will run on night as well, right? At Friday we have some backups that
No,
match
because
our database and all.
the nodes which you defined, it will be of certain configurations, right? For example, it is of 32 GB RAM or 64 GB RAM, whatever it is. Like in case if you are not configuring any auto scaling groups, then how it will reduce? Like the cost which you will be paying to EKS, it will be constant, right? Like you will not be saving any cost on that infrastructure. Also, like the
Right,
disks
right.
which you use, like okay, like is there any plan to reduce that one?
Uh, yeah, we are thinking of auto scaling group. Uh, but issue with this auto scaling group that our team is not that much in a position to handle this. But we are
Okay.
facing some
Yeah,
issues
yeah, yeah.
while
Like actually, you can work on this thing. So when you work on this thing, like it will, you will get more recognition.
right, right.
So this thing you can work on. And apart from this, like you have PVPVCs, right? Like disks attached
Yeah,
to systems.
correct.
So how you are managing the cleanup of unused PVCs?
Unused
For
PVCs.
example, we may have some old PVCs which are not bound to any PV. That will be like, even though if it is not bound, you will be paying amount for those things, for those resources. So how you are
Correct.
managing those things?
Uh, we that is, again, this is a manual thing we do. We run that on a weekly basis. We run a command that, or we can write a bash script that's for that to check the what are the PVCs we are attached to Kubernetes spot or not, right? So I believe that kubectl get PVC hyphen a. It will get the PVC of all the nodes. Oh, sorry. In all our clusters. In
Okay.
all we have one cluster, we all get PVCs, right? We can see what are PVCs are required or not, and we can go to the EBS and we can write again shell script that read these EBS that is not attached to any pod or anything.
Um, but for example, if someone is doing some activity temporarily, if PVC is removed, let's assume like it was removed only for 1 day or something, then how we will know, like whether it
So,
is used or not?
sorry, just give me a moment. Let me just start my
Yeah.
laptop. Give me a minute. Yeah. So that's the case. First step we should take. We can see what are the PVC that is not used beyond 7 days, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Or
Yeah,
beyond 10 days.
that's what I was expecting. Yeah.
And
Because
second
if
thing we can,
something is unbound for temporarily and if you remove, that will cause the data loss.
yeah.
So like you
And
have
before that,
to,
I believe we there's a CR of all the things, right?
correct, correct. So,
Like we are deleting this and then we can.
so yeah, that is one of the best practices. Like in case if some pressures are watching this, like in case if you are doing any changes in prod or something, always it is mandatory to raise a change request. Okay, without change request, nothing should be processed. So like even in the change request, we should mention what are the steps we are going to take to implement this one,
Hmm.
and also we have to mention the steps for rollback as well. Because without rollback, in case if you without planning for rollback, if you are implementing
Right,
something, then it will cause major outage and it will cause the revenue loss. So this is
right.
the common
Snapshot.
process which we have to process. Okay,
Before
yeah, that
that, we will just
yeah,
snapshot, take a snapshot of all the UBS.
correct. That's good because so that we will be able to revert to that snapshot to the working condition. Okay. And then you have used Istio, right? So what exactly
Right.
you have used it for?
Generally use for our east to west traffic, right?
Okay.
For our communication, node to node communication that we leverage for Istio for server smash and other things.
Like for the Kubernetes deployment, like what kind of deployment you are using? Like Blue Green or uh,
Okay,
Canary?
so we have it is again depend on the microservices what we what other developers is or what is the business requirement, right? Some of the
Okay.
microservice that is required blue green, some of the microservice that is canary, and some of the work with a rolling update will be performed fine. So on our three we mainly do three deployment strategy: blue green, canary, and rolling update.
Okay. So how did you manage like Canary deployments?
Okay, Canary. So we are not having Istio. We are going with Argo CD a rollout. So
Okay.
what Argo City in the Argo City router we have like it is like a deployment file, deployment
Okay.
YAML file. It is we have to it has a name change to rollout. So we can provide the um, uh, custom Kennedy deployment things like at first it goes for 10 seconds, 10% of the subset. Then after 1 minute or 2 minutes, and run this analyze template. Then goes to then we push it to 50% of the employees. Then run this analyze template. Then it's 100% like this thing. ROCD follow.
Oh, one second.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can continue.
yeah.
Yeah. The thing is like in case if you're managing it using Argo CD, like controlling that traffic, like how much it has to flow, how you're defining that one.
In an Argo CD camp template, we can define.
Yeah,
Uh,
like how you're defining. Yeah.
it how depend means it will depend upon the first of all the QA team, first of all the testing team. So
No,
we
in
have testers of
how do you pass like for controlling the traffic, like how you will pass the values in Argo CD? Because actually when we
uh,
do we use it to Istio, Istio to control the traffic.
instrument control traffic, right? But we
Yeah.
already have previously asked so we are still on our ROCD phase. So what we do, we create a custom means ROCD rollout.
Hmm.
We need any it is it depend on senior member. Senior member goes and then it update the this 10% close and for 2 minutes. Then after 50%, then after 100%.
Okay.
Like and then we push it to this rollout.yaml to our GitHub repository.
Okay. Um,
And also we integrate Prometheus Grafana as well to monitor our candidate deployments.
okay. Have you deployed any Prometheus and Grafana in your environment?
Yeah, not for Argo CD, but in our regular EKS cluster, I deploy Prometheus Grafana.
Okay, like how do you manage commands? Like how do you configure the alerts in Prometheus?
Okay, okay. So we have alert manager in our Prometheus inbuilt, right?
Okay.
So while installing our Prometheus Grafana, we also this is only installed by our Helm chart. So we already install our Helm chart for alert manager, right?
Hmm.
And so we that is all the UI based. So let's
Hmm.
suppose we have a JVM export actually, right? So it is Java based application. We have a JM app forgot the name, but JVM export. So that gives the some the things running in a pod itself. So that were the logs. So I indicated the logs to Prometheus Grafana and
Like how do you configure the commands? For example, if you have to query any of the things, like how you have to write
Mhm.
a query, right? So how do you write those queries?
uh, queries. I in
For
Prometheus
example, for
when we
example,
yeah.
yeah, you have to set up a alert in case if CPU it reaches 80% or 75%. Okay, so one thing is you can go to UI and you can do that one.
UI,
But
right,
that
right,
is like in case if you have like hundreds of clusters, it will be tough. You can write a
right.
single query to fetch the CPU utilization, memory utilization, whatever
Mhm.
resource you have to tackle. So how do you manage those things?
Okay, okay. So I don't know,
Yeah,
but
like we have the prom QL queries, right? So we have
yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah. That is on a that we have to put on a UI, right? Only, but I don't know.
yeah,
We can run
UI.
it on our
But
Kubernetes
the
cluster.
thing is like we have to write that query in case if you have to manage it for all the servers. Like you can pass it as variable and you can manage it for all the clusters.
Okay, okay, yeah. I know PromQL query. I know means, but I don't know how without UI how we can leverage the PromQL.
Without UI means actually you can do it as like code. Actually, you can create the entire monitoring as a code. You can just pass in the variables because in case if we take a production environment, we will have let's assume we have 100 clusters. Okay, the
Okay,
monitoring criteria for each and every cluster doesn't change. It is common for all the clusters. For example, if it reaches 70% or 75%, it has to trigger alert, right? So what you can do, you can write a common code for every cluster, and then you can define it so that the this code will be applied to all the clusters. So you
okay.
can define this monitoring as a code as a thing. Okay, and in Terraform, like what are all things you have done?
In Terraform, first of all, we leverage our best node that we have our S3 backend and DynamoDB for logging, but we shifted our whole structure to a GitOps approach. So what
Okay.
we did, we have a single repository that way all the developers push the code on a different branching branch or different branch that is staging QAT, right, main, and that branch is patched by our HPC cloud. HPC, we have Terraform Enterprise Edition. So what we did, we have some workspace. Let's go to the product workspace. We implemented our production pipeline to that production workspace, and then we have some UI. By the leveraging UI, we can try around in it plan, and we do all that stuff without
Okay.
right. And we implemented RBAC as well to more fine tune our Terraform things.
So, what is the use of count parameter in Terraform?
Count parameters. So count parameters, if you want to spin up the five EC2s, right, you can just mention as count and index. So it will spin up the five EC2s.
But it will create everything with the same name, right?
Yeah, same name. For
So, in case
different,
if
you
you
want to
want
leave
different name,
it for
then
each. For
yeah,
each. For
correct.
each.
Yeah. Um, so, which are all the models you used in Terraform?
Modules means the services you were asking, right? Like
Terraform,
EC2 modules, like
Terraform.
S3
Yeah,
modules.
yeah, those models. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we have around 20 plus services, so not on a single state file. We have some EC2, S3, PPC, route tables,
Like
and
everything, like you have used the default ones, or you have customized anything, or else you have any custom modules you're using.
uh, yeah, custom we means we write our Terraform code from sketch, so we means it is a custom module. Yeah,
Yeah, like in case custom means like you have to modify it. Like okay, yeah, have you installed any Kubernetes cluster using Terraform?
yeah, we have. Yeah, yeah.
So, what is the process like? What are all the variables you defined? And do you have a
Uh,
common template for each and everything, or you use different templates?
Templates means a single Terraform code for all our clusters, or um,
Hmm. You have any
no, no.
custom for different teams?
No, no, no. So actually, it's in our insurance one. We have a different portals. Like one, we have advisory premium membership. So the teams are separated. So for our team, we have implemented our single Terraform state file, a single Terraform code. Right. We visualize by leveraging that .tr of file, but no, we are not share this template to a different team.
Okay. So how do you manage secrets in Terraform?
We usually leverage AWS Secret Manager.
Okay.
Right. So we manually create our secret and we leverage our data block to
So
fetch the
how do
right.
Terraform access that secrets in AWS?
Yeah, we leverage data block means uh, we already have secret and Terraform side in secret AWS. So we leverage data block that fetch the secret given in that AWS account and then apply it.
So what are all the details you will mention in the data block?
Uh, First, what is the secret name and what are the secret user DB or user name or DB password, this thing,
Like you have to
endpoint,
define
anything.
a few things to access that server, right?
Right. So we first we that is a custom, right, AWS secret, that is the name, and the what is the secret name
Like
in
there should be a service account or something which has access to that particular AWS account that should be there, right? You're not having any service account?
in EKS you are asking in
Yeah.
EKS. Oh, okay, okay. I
Because no,
asking
no.
I
Like for example, if you're using a secret from AWS,
right, right.
you're using it in Terraform. Terraform should first access AWS, right? Without accessing AWS, how it will get the secrets?
No, no. First access secret. But if you want to leverage the secret into EKS, so you have to either you give the IAM role to that node, right? Otherwise, you can give IAM role to that service account and attach the
Yeah,
service account to that pod and make sure that secret uh, storage CSI driver will be installed on that EKS cluster.
yeah. So that service account, like, do you create along with Terraform, or else you
No,
already
no, that
have
is different thing.
you are using it with the existing service account?
No, that is a different, not with the Terraform. We have different GitHub repository where we push our Terraform service account as well.
Okay. So you're not managing it with Terraform, right?
No, we are not. We only managed EKS and Helm for ROCD and everything by Terraform.
Okay. So actually, like you're making some changes in Git, okay, and you add done git add git commit, and you're trying to push that one, okay, and you're getting some error, like you're not able to push. So what would be the reason?
Mm, First, access management. I'm not able to push. So first,
Like
probably access.
not access, like you have access, like
Okay.
you are pushing and you're getting like rejected or something.
Uh, I don't know. How to
Okay,
say.
let's assume like your cloned repo is old one. Okay, then you are making changes, you're adding, committing, and you're pushing. So, like we have to do some task, right? Like you have to execute some command for it to push. What you have to do?
First, we have to get add and so get in it. First, get in it, get add, and get
Uh,
commit, push.
no, no, no. Like you have some code in GitHub, okay? You
Hmm.
have cloned it long back, and then you're making some changes, and then you're
Hmm.
adding, committing, and pushing. So, but you are not able to push. What exactly you have to do?
Oh, we are not able to push.
Hmm.
Um, I need to check the origin first. That origin is correct or not. But
No,
I don't know.
it is simple question actually. So actually you have to git pull first. I told you, right? It is like old code. You might have some changes in that code. So if some
Hmm.
changes are there in master repo, like your local repo will not be in sync with that one. So
Right,
before
right.
that, first you have to do git pull, and then you have to add commit, and then you have to push.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then what is the difference between git pull and git merge?
Git pull and
Git
git
fetch, git
merge.
fetch, git fetch.
Git fetch.
Hmm.
So Git pull, you can, yes, as you mentioned, that it will fetch your GitHub repository and it will fetch all the code and it will push it to your local working area, right?
Hmm.
And that's right. But in Git fetch, it will pull the code. It will take the code in a staging area,
Hmm.
right? Not in your working area. You can go ahead and check the what are the changes in the code and you can use it. Like,
Git pull actually it will merge in our local repo
local repo, but
yeah,
not Git
inside
fetch.
our
It will work on a
code. Yeah,
staging area.
yeah. Um, and then what is Git rebase?
Git replace is a merging uh, concept, right? So you are working in a main branch and there's a second one. You want to merge the two branches. So that's why we leverage Git rebase to merge these two commits, merge these two pipelines. So Git rebase, it's for it maintain the linear history. I forgot.
Yeah,
Git merge and Git rebase we have. So I
it will
forgot
have the
the
it will have clean history. Yeah, that's
it
why.
we oh it rebase again right.
Yeah,
Merge we have
correct.
it's a time doing it. So
Yeah,
it is
so
a two data item and
yeah. Um, so you use SonarQube?
yeah, I integrate SonarQube in a Jenkins pipeline, but never configure SonarQube for
Never
DevOps
compared.
purposes.
Okay. So you are in a insurance project, right? So,
Right,
security is top priority.
right.
So what are all the different security tools you use to manage the security of your applications?
Okay. So first of all, we implemented our two layers of security. First, our infrastructure, like we have to make sure that guard duty are in place, AWS config, and for our traffic coming out, coming outside, we leverage Shield. No, not Shield. It is too costly. We leverage
Okay.
WAF. We leverage network firewall, and we make sure that all the non the initial secure EC2s will be on a private subnet,
Hmm.
right? and uh, and we make sure that reverse proxy value are in place because some of the attacks that will not handled by our web, right? The application level attack will not handled by our web AWS web. So we implemented our reverse proxy before any request goes to our application server before it will check whether the proxy rules and then it goes to the
Okay.
this one and
So you're running all these scans and you found some vulnerabilities. Okay. So how
Right.
would you troubleshoot those things? Like how would you fix those things?
Um, First of all, we need to see what are the vulnerability. Like it is a patching. We have, if, as we discussed earlier, we have to patch our system um, as soon as possible. And if any issues come in EC2 or anything, so we isolate the EC2, but we have some custom security group. So we impose that security group in the EC2. We isolate the EC2 for our security team to analyze what is the issues and other things. So that's the thing we take if
Like
any issues
how
come.
frequently you will generate those reports?
We leverage
Hmm.
College agent we installed in all the
Yes.
EC2s.
Hmm.
So that is a security team will analyze. I believe on a daily basis they analyze the EC2s, and for our side we leverage inspector and to scan our all the EC2s. If any issues, any CV found, we can get the issues.
Okay. Hmm. So which load balancer you used?
Sorry,
Load balancer.
ALB.
Okay. So what is the main difference between ALB and NLB?
Main difference is for traffic one, right? ALB handle HTTP and HTTPS traffic. Network load balancer use HTTP and UDP, and also the static IP. So we can attach the static IP in NLB, not in a ALB. And for traffic, fast if you want to like what to say fast traffic to distribute our your EC2, so you can leverage NLB and HTTP for NLB.
So how do you configure the endpoint for the your load balancer?
Endpoints didn't get endpoint means target group or
Like when you create like load balancer, like
Mhm.
how the end user will access your endpoint? Like
Okay. Okay. So we have Route 53,
okay,
right? So we integrate our ALB to that Route 53, and so any traffic, any request goes come by the Route 50, then goes to an ALB, then is come to our Kubernetes or EC2.
okay. Mm, so have you used Lambda?
Yeah, I have used Lambda.
Okay. For what purpose you used Lambda?
Okay. Okay. So in insurance domain, no, we generally what customer did it upload some claims.
Hmm.
So to store those claim, we previously leveraged 100 to store this claim. Sorry, Alfresco to store this claim, but we shifted this thing to our Lambda functions. So any request come to our application microservices. That microservices uh, give have to say, store the images in S3. I'll just giving an example of images. There's a lot of other stuff customers customer put. That image is stored in a S3. It where the metadata, has the metadata and other thing, and via the API gateway, it will redirect to the Lambda. It depends upon the what kind of claim we had. So we have some. If we know it insurance, so it is a motor claim. So slash we have some API that is slash insurance slash motor that will invoke only the motor lambda, and that motor lambda will fetch the if that fetch the content from S3
Okay.
and
So
process it. Send,
you're
yeah.
using EC2 and you're using Lambda.
Mhm.
So which one will save more cost and why?
Um, I, it is again it is depend upon your traffic, right?
Okay.
It is depend
Hmm.
upon your customer users.
Hmm.
If your customer is right, is your access application more than 50, take the request processing take more than 15 minutes or right. So bit better goes with the EC2s. You can reserve the EC2s. You can leverage spot EC2s for optimize the cost. But if you are like your request can be handled within a 15 minutes, so you can go with Lambda, right? We've got to make sure that on a single account we have only 10,000. Sorry, 1K Lambda, right? So it
Hmm.
makes we have to make sure that these requests only come right, not more than this on per second.
Mm, for example, if your application is not required every time, just in like in very few cases, like very less time it is required. Okay. So which is better, like EC2 or Lambda?
For very less time.
Yeah.
Less time means
For
build.
example, if a user like how we can tell. For example, let's take some web app. Web app should be always accessible. Okay.
Right.
But let's take some games or something, which is like only when user needs, he will turn it on. Okay. Kind of only when user needs, it will be turning on. Because like let me tell. Okay, Lambda, it is based on the trigger. It will start, right?
Right.
So, for example, when a user requires something, you will trigger. Okay, then it will start.
Mhm.
And
Right.
is2, it runs always. So, which one do you
Right.
think is cost efficient?
Uh, Again, it is like you use. It is much most must
Okay, like
probably
let's.
lambda.
Uh,
It
okay,
is
like
ideal lambda.
leave that question. Leave that question. That will be complicated anyway. Like we can't decide which one we have to use. It depends on
Right.
totally on client. For example, like you have EC2 instances, you have to reduce the cost. So, what are the steps you will take?
Okay. First thing I would do, I will analyze the traffic.
Hmm.
So what the traffic we are receiving and how much duration we are receiving, the EC to receive the traffic. We can leverage a VPC, flow logs and other things, right? That we can other things we have. So I will see what use how much duration is user is coming, how many users are coming on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, right? And on a yearly basis as well.
Hmm.
Like so when once a year, I believe it is the regular customer is 100k 100 customer on a common daily basis for a year, and then after at March and after March, right, we increase the traffic for insurance document. Like in March we increase it 20k. So I will go with conversion reserve instance. So we can reserve the instance. For what we can do, we can change the instance family. Sorry, we cannot change the instance family, but we can change the instance family type, like M6i to M6 2s large, but not M6i, not M6i to R6 large. Right? This we can do. We can leverage Trust Advisor,
Hmm.
so it will provide the what is the right sizing of your EC2, right? And we can use for automation. We can see BPC endpoints and hundreds of different things we have. Outbound data transfer, we can reduce it,
Okay.
and how
Yeah. So, okay, that's fine. Now let's take a Jenkins job. Okay. So,
okay,
Jenkins job, for example, it is taking like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but
okay.
you have to reduce the time. That is your task. Okay. So, what are the
Mm-hmm.
steps you will take to reduce the runtime of Jenkins pipeline?
Okay, okay. So I'm a manufacturer guy, so I will go with this one thing I noticed in my current organization, that we are not optimizing the EBS first. So
Okay.
we are using a GP2 EBS, right?
Hmm.
It is quite old.
Hmm.
So if the Jenkins pipeline is high IOPS, so I will go with provision IOPS or
Hmm.
GP3 IOPS. You can,
Hmm.
first thing you can do this. Second thing,
Okay.
you can go with the EC2, like you can leverage the compute optimize
Hmm.
EC2s, not leveraging the memory. Sorry, general purpose. You can go with the compute optimize. Third thing I will do, I will check the pipelines logs. Sorry, pipelines staging.
Hmm.
Which stage is taking which time, right? In a SonarQube, we have let's suppose I just give you an example. Like if any code come and SonarQube is fetching all the code and scanning all the code, that is not required. You can leverage the git diff command to check on the code that is you know that is modified, right? So you can see that this second third thing you can do this, right?
Okay.
And you can use the shared libraries,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You can go with a parallel Maven build, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And tools, I on the please you can do this. You can, it is depend on the pipeline, right?
Yeah,
You can
yeah, these are good. Mainly when we run in parallel, like in case if there are like two stages doesn't have dependency, we can run it parallelly. So that by doing that itself, we will be saving lots of time as well. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. What else? Okay. In AWS, like you will have multiple accounts, right? So,
right.
for example, if you have to integrate VPCs from different accounts, what exactly you will do?
VPC is in different VPC pairing. Um,
Okay. Then apart from VPC pairing,
we can do the transit gateway, right? So if we have discussed overall VPC, you can do the level of transit gateway, or
okay.
we have resource. No, that is I don't know. Means we have resource manager as well. but
Okay.
I'm not really not sure about these services. Right, and cross account access you can see if you want some
Cross
cross account
account
access for some
access,
time.
like in case if you have some security issue, obviously you can't do that one. Mm, okay. Okay. What is the difference between Cloud Trial and Cloud Watch?
CloudTrail and CloudWatch. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So CloudTrail is a login mechanism in a inbuilt in AWS. So any API
Hmm.
that your AWS account handle, it will get back to that cloud log that this user access modify this account or this EC2 access this one this S3 or this one, and it will go to the cloud logs. In CloudWatch, it's a kind of matrix system, like what kind of CPU users you in your EC2s, DynamoDB, and what kind of spike you are getting, like how much CPU is there, how much memory and RAM, and other things.
Okay. In EC2, like what is like not in EC2 in general, like what is Fargate?
Fargate. Okay. So in my resume I mentioned Fargate. So Fargate is a kind of serverless option like Lambda to run the container applications.
Okay.
Container application,
Hmm.
right? So you don't have to manage the EC2 beyond. You don't have to manage the EC2. You will just go with your Fargate instance. You choose a Fargate instance. You choose define the task definition task, and that fetch the container application. Run it for some
Okay.
time.
Okay. In Fargate, for example, if you have to scale up instances, like you have to, for
Mhm.
example, if you're handling some task and now a bigger task comes, so how do you manage?
Mm, a bigger task come like it will take some more time or it
So
will take
previously
more.
you are running a task, and for that let's assume like 16 GB RAM and then
Mhm.
some 8 cores of CPU is required. Now a task which has come, like it requires like 32 GB RAM and 16 cores of CPU. So how do Fargate manage that one?
Forget manage that one. Uh, I don't know, but I don't think Fargate has any capability to scale uh, the complications itself.
No, Fargate. Do you manage Fargate?
No, as of now I don't. Previously I
Yeah,
managed.
yeah, we don't do actually. AWS manages that one.
Means so it will not increase the resource limit, right? It will if
So
you are
actually,
assigned,
it is like serverless and it is managed by AWS, right? So like
right, right.
no need to worry about those things. Like they will take care of that one. So that is what I am expecting you to tell.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because we don't define anything related to Fargate. Fargate is totally managed by AWS, and
Mhm.
managing the capacity for that, it is like totally based on AWS.
okay. So we don't have to manage anything like
Yeah, yeah,
16 GB, 14 GB.
yeah.
Okay, we know those.
So, and in Ansible, okay, in case if you
Okay.
have to manage, for example, by default, we can run certain number of tasks, okay. So, for example, if you have to run like 50 tasks at a time, so what are all the requirements, how and how you will define that one?
15 tasks at
50, 50.
okay. Uh, so we can go with Ansible roles, right? Um, so can you please
Like
repeat the question?
I'm telling like parallelly you have to run 50 tasks. So,
Okay, that's
what you
I
have to
don't know.
manage and what you have to define?
Parallelly, I don't know. Means there's some command given by the we go with AWS config. We have, if I'm not wrong,
No,
file.
no. Like the first thing is like the number of tasks Ansible can run depends on the infrastructure on which Ansible is hosted. Okay. For example, by default, if you are running some 10 tasks, if you increase it to 50, obviously, like your infra, it will not be able to handle that much traffic. So you have to increase the capacity of your infrastructure. Apart from that, like you have to like define the number of tasks which has to be run. By default, it will be like 5 tasks or 10 tasks, which will be the default. In case if you have to run 50, then you have to make the configuration changes to run all those 50 changes, 50 configurations tasks.
In an infrastructure, only in the infrastructure, not in a AWS,
In
not in a Ansible
in
anything.
Ansible config, you have to define that tasks number of tasks it has to run, and then in infrastructure, you have to increase the capacity of your infrastructure.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. That's it, Shiv. Like it was nice speaking to you.
thank you.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
good. Like um, yeah, it is kind of different because you have already worked, so the interview went different. Otherwise, normally it will be like kind of question and answer. Like this is like more on like what you worked on these things.
Thank you.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So yeah, I need some question. I have some question. Can we?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, you can continue. Yeah,
One means can we? The recording is on or?
yeah. Let me stop it. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you. Bye.